Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the founder and director of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Today I want to talk about how to survive a divorce, and this is really a very, very important topic. It is something that is given short shrift by lawyers and by the court, and it's probably the most important part of every divorce case. I'm going to first explain to you why I say that. Marriage is important and the wedding is important to the relationship, but think about it for a minute. When you get married, that's like one major day that you spend a lot of time planning with wedding dresses and updo hairstyles and tuxedos and florists and alcohol and the band and photography and caterers and all that beautiful stuff. You spend all that time, but the idea is that you're spending that, you're putting that in, and then there's the inertia of the marriage. And that's really the essence of it. It keeps you going and how you grow together as a family. So you got this thing up front and you spend a lot of time and a lot of money on it, but it's not the main thing. You got to separate the wheat from the chaff. That's not the wheat. That's just the chaff. The wheat is the actual relationship. In a divorce, it's kind of the same thing. You're going to spend a lot of effort getting the divorce, but the divorce is not the main thing. It's the post-divorce relationship that you've got to deal with, especially, and I'm mostly speaking in a situation when there's children, because the divorce lawyer and the divorce judge and the litigation is going to come and go, and in a year or a little bit longer, however long it takes, those people will be out of your life. And then, much like when you were married, much like when you had your first kid and the hospital sent you home with a kid, you've got to work it from that point forward. Well, in your divorce, once the judgment is there, okay, now we have the rules, but you've got to work within that until those kids become the age of 18. If you're divorced when your kids are 16 and a half, the task is smaller. But when you get divorced and the kids are 3 years old, you've got to have that framework work with you for another 15 years. So to successfully survive a divorce is going to require a foundation that will allow you to survive in the post-divorce relationship. In order to do that, you're going to have a working relationship with your ex as it relates to the children. Now, you can spend a lot of time having an embittered battle with your ex over who's going to get custody of the kid, this and that. And you can think that it might be a great idea to spend all your time tearing them down and trying to do what you may have seen on TV and how these things should be handled and trying to decimate them. But unless you can show that they're a drug addict and a felon and you're not, if it's just a question of two people who have human flaws and foibles, but for the most part are decent people, decimating them is not going to help you survive the divorce relationship, because that case will be over and those lawyers and judges will leave you after a year. And now you've got the fallout of what you just spent the last year doing. What's that? Humiliating her, embarrassing him, trying to show the court that he's worthless, that she's a loser. You don't want to do that. So one key to surviving the divorce is understanding that you're going to have to deal with this person for the next how many years. And so you've got to lay the foundation appropriately. If your lawyer is of the frame of mind that the game plan is that we should spend a lot of time and effort humiliating the other person, if that's what you want to do, great, then that's the proper lawyer for you. But you know what? If you feel that maybe for the husband, for the father of your children, for the wife, for the mother of your children, that maybe that's not the best way to handle it, and maybe that won't help you in the future, then that agenda that lawyer has the wrong agenda. And if he or she insists on, you've got to get somebody else who has the same vision. And the vision is to survive the divorce in a way that makes sense for the custody and for the well-being of your children. If you have any questions about that, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.